The AK-47 is a selective-fire, gas-operated rifle firing the 7.62 by 39. Developed by Mikhail Kalashnikov in 1945, it was presented to military trials in 1948, and in 1949 it was adopted by the Soviet Union as the official battle weapon, as well as pretty much any country east of Eastern Europe. There's a lot of things a lot of people know about the AK-47, but what we're going to take a look at is 10 things you probably didn't know about the AK-47. Number 1. During World War II, the German STG-44 was a select-fire 7.92 by 33, and it was just simply outperforming anything that the Soviet Union had produced, whether it be the Mosin-Nagant or the PPSH-41 machine gun. They specifically developed the 7.62 by 39 for the SKS and the RPD Light. It was shortly after World War II that they adopted the AK-47 to never make that mistake again on the battlefield. Number 2. In 1941, Mikhail Kalashnikov was wounded in the Battle of Bryansk. While he was laying in the hospital, another soldier asked, "Why do we have one rifle per 3 soldiers while Germans had one auto rifle per soldier?" And what he was referring to is the Soviet Union had a practice in World War II where they would send out one rifle with 3 soldiers. And the purpose of this was if a soldier carrying a rifle fell, then somebody would pick up that rifle, and the effort was to save on rifles. It was that moment that Mikhail Kalashnikov started dreaming of the AK-47. And he was quoted by saying, "I was a soldier and I created a machine gun for a soldier." And he created in 1947 the AK Automat Kalashnikov. Number 3. Kalashnikov's design was based on the best features of the US M1 and the German STG-44. And at that point, General Kalashnikov was quoted as saying, "Before you create something new, it's vital to have an appreciation for everything that already exists." Number 4. In 1974, Soviets began replacing the AK-47 with the AKM and the AK-74, which fires the 5.45 by 39 millimeter. However, it's the collapse of the Soviet Union that limited production of the AK-74, which still makes the AK-47 the most used battle rifle in the East. Because of this collapse in 1974, the AK-74 was only being produced in Eastern European countries. Number 5. Service life of the AK-47 is estimated at 7,000 to 15,000 rounds. Now it seems like a lot, but by many standards it is not. And the reason is the AK-47 was adopted as a cheap disposable weapon. And that was kind of the purpose of these weapons, with the Soviet Union mindset on how to mass produce many very effective rifles. And as they found out, it of course always keeps on driving on way past that. Number 6. There are 37 variants of the AK-47 being produced, with 32 different countries with different manufacturers producing the AK-47 today. Number 7. 1/5 of the world's firearms are AKs of some sort, producing over 100 million AK variants worldwide. Number 8. 120 countries use the AK-47 as their battle rifle for their military and/or their police forces. Number 9. During Cold War Soviet Union, China, US, and NATO countries supplied the world with weapons. US and NATO chose expensive weapons, the FN-FAL, the HKG-3, the M14, and the M16. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the Soviet Union and China, cheap mass production of the AK took over most of the world. And finally, number 10. In Izhevsk, Russia, the Kalashnikov Museum, also called the AK-47 Museum, opened in 2004. This museum attracts over 10,000 people per month, and the museum is designed to honor the ingenuity of the inventors and separate the weapon as a weapon of murder from these who produced it, and to tell its history to all of Russia. So there you go. There's my top 10 things you probably didn't know about the AK-47. I'm sure there's a lot of things I don't know, and I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't mention here, so if you have any others, definitely list them in the comments below. Also, if you'd like to see other top 10 things you didn't know about certain guns, I've created a playlist below. You can also now find us on Facebook under God, Family, and Guns. But by far the most important part of this YouTube channel is it is a ministry to us and we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that stuff in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.